All right, let's take a look at a problem where it's still a work problem, a work word problem. And this time we know that we have the total amount of time it takes if they work together, and we have to figure out how long it would take someone to work alone. So we have Ming and Adam. So I'm going to say Ming's time plus Adam's time would equal their together or total, time. So I know it's always 1 over plus 1 over something, not 1 equals 1 over something. That's always the sort of template or formula for how you'll set these up. And then you put the amount of time it would take Ming individually. Well, in this case, that's the question. So that's X, right? And then A stands for Adam, and Adam it takes him 13 minutes to do the job of sweeping the porch. And together they can do this job in 6.74 minutes. So that is together. Okay. So we're going to take this and solve for X, and that'll tell us how long it would take Ming to do the job alone. So if all you have to do is show like, how would you solve this problem? Then this is your answer. This is the formula, or not the formula, this is the equation using the formula for how to solve this problem. Okay. So to actually do this, we want to get rid of this denominator for each of these fractions. So we want, to have like a cleaned up version of this. And so think that you want to multiply the whole thing times your denominator. So we're going to multiply everything times X, because that'll get rid of this fraction. And we want to multiply by 13, because that'll get rid of this one. And we want to multiply by 6.74, because that will get rid of this one. Okay, that looks super, I think, confusing at first, but let's kind of look at what that actually means. So let me come over here. 1 over X. 1 over X times 13 times 6.74. Now, if we put all of that over 1, I think we can see that the X's can cancel, and we're left with this, whatever this is, whatever 13 times 6.74 is. So let me pull my calculator over. And let's multiply 13 times 6.74. 87.62. Okay, let me move that back over. So 87.62 is what this is equal to. Okay. Now let's do 1/13. 1/13 times, let me keep it consistent, times X times 13 times 6.74. Okay, all that's over 1, so that we can see that the 13s will cancel. And we're left with X times 6.74. So we would write that 6.74X, right? That's what 1/13 is equal to. Okay, let's do the last one. 1 over 6.74 times X times 13 times 6.74. Okay, so once again, these cancel. We're left with X times 13, which means this is just 13X. Okay, so this is a simpler looking problem, although I think with the decimal, it's not like it's super simple by any means. It just looks a little bit better than the first part with the fractions. So we've got a constant, a number here, and we've got an X term here and an X term here, but they're not on the same side of the equation. So that's going to be our first job, is to move the 6.74 over. So let's subtract 6.74X from both sides. So that's 0, and we're left with, let's bring this down, 87.62 equals whatever that is. So calculator, 13 minus 6.74 is 6.26. Okay, so 6.26, and that's an X term. 6.26X. Okay, so I've totally run out of room. I've written way too big. So let's think about this. We are now, let's change color just so that we're clear on what's happening here. I think I'll erase. I hate to erase the work that we've done, but I'm gonna do that anyway. Okay, so let's see. What we have is 87.62 equals 6.26x. Okay, so if this was just like 8 equals 6x, we know that we would divide by 6, right? We would divide by whatever's in front of x. So we're going to do that here. Divide by 6.26. That way we're left with just x equals this. And I really shouldn't even put equals. I need to put approximate because I know with these decimals, I'm probably going to be doing some rounding. So let's go back to the calculator and we're going to take 87.62 and divide it by 6.26. And we get, I know that with the writing over it, it's kind of hard to see, 13.9968, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go to the hundredths place. So 13.99, but after that 9, there's a 6, right? So think 13.996. It would be, think of like money, $13.99, but that 6 makes it go up to the next penny, right? Which is 14. So this actually rounds to about 14. And we were talking about, let me move the calculator back over, minutes, right? This was the time it takes to sweep the porch. So we got 14 minutes. Now let's think about, does this answer make sense? This was how long it would take Ming to do the job. So about 14 minutes. Takes Adam about 13. Together, it should take them much less time, right? I shouldn't say much less, but less time. It shouldn't take them a number that's between 13 and 14 or even more than 14, because otherwise it'd just be simpler for the one person to do the job. But in this case, if it only takes them 6.74 minutes together, that makes sense that both of them individually they're going to take longer. So, all right. All of that works together for your answer of about 14 minutes. I hope that helps. I'll see you next time.